Hey guys, Probo1701 here, and today we are talking about It's Armageddon, yet again. And today on It's Armageddon, I want to make this a new series actually, there's so much you can do with it. Today on It's Armageddon, we're going to be looking at Cybermen's story. For some reason, it's the end of the world, and you have to think about essentials and prioritize at this point. And you have to save the important things. Naturally, Cybermen Doctor Who episodes are going to be somewhere in your top 10. You know, well, maybe top 11 if you have children. So we're going to look at the top 4 Cybermen stories I would personally pick to save if suddenly it was Armageddon, and for some reason I'm just like, I've got to save some Doctor Who episodes, because I'm a Doctor Who fan. It gets interesting on these, because at some point you have to deal with episodes that are partially animated. Even if they're really good, do you still save them, or do you pass over them in lieu of, you know, stories that still have all the surviving episodes? Me personally, I'd probably go with stories with all surviving episodes, just because it has all the surviving episodes. So, as much as I love the moon base and the invasion and the 10th planet, I probably wouldn't include those just because they're not complete and they've had to be completed with animation, so to speak. I would probably pass those over, and I love the invasion and I love the moon base and I really enjoy the 10th planet, but I probably would not pick those just because they're not complete. So I would say Tomb of the Cybermen would be my first one, because it is a good story. I do think it's a little overrated, but it does have some very iconic moments, and it's a very good story, and it is complete. So I would say Tomb of the Cybermen. I would say Revenge of the Cybermen, because a lot of you who have been with my channel a while know I absolutely love Revenge of the Cybermen. I think it's one of the most underrated Doctor Who stories of all time. It's also from my favorite season of Doctor Who of all time. I really like Revenge of the Cybermen. I know some people don't. Even people who were fans of the Cybermen sometimes don't like it. But I always enjoy it. I've watched that story at least half a dozen times, and I always enjoy it. I'm always in a good mood. I'm always happy to see it. And I just can't deny the fact I love that story. So I would put Revenge of the Cybermen on there. Plus, you know, it's Tom Baker. It's the only time we see Tom Baker fight the Cyberman. And I love me some Tom Baker. So it's got to go on the list. Next is Earthshock. I don't think too many people would argue with this one. Earthshock is a very well thought of story for good reason. It is a really good story. I like the Cyberman design in it. I like the fact that they actually killed off a companion in it, which in Classic Who was a big deal. They didn't do that very often in Classic Who. So for Adric to die like that is really shocking. I think Davison actually does a pretty decent performance here. Sometimes, you know, Davison's Doctor's just so bland. Sometimes he's great, and sometimes he's just there. But I really enjoy it. I liked a lot of the guest performances in it. The Cybermen are really, really good at it. Their plan is actually really good. It has a really good plot. I actually like the plot to Earthshock and how it resolves. Really good story, deserves its reputation. And for the 4th one, we're actually going to move into the modern series. And I'll say the Age of Steel, Rise of the Cybermen 2-parter. I think this is the one time I can point at Modern Who and say they've been done justice. I actually think the series finale 2-parter from Series 2, they're done pretty well too. I mean, the Daleks do kind of spank them in part 2 of that, but that's just to show how dangerous the Daleks are. And that finale does a good job of setting the Cybermen up as the main villains of that story, just to pull the rug out from under us and reveal the Cybermen, the Daleks. I actually think that worked really well. So I actually do like the Cybermen in that story, but for me, it is the Cyberman 2-parter that reintroduced them in the modern series, the Age of Steel, Rise of Cybermen. I love the new Cyberman design. It did get a little old to me as it went on, and I kind of burned out on it, but when I first saw it, aside from the face looking a little off, I do think the face looks a little long on it. I like the fact they were more metallic, because they are coming from a totally parallel universe, so it's nice that they don't look exactly like the old Cybermen, that they kind of, you know, it's kind of a different path of evolution, so to speak, in their design. I like that. I like the fact that they are different universe Cybermen. That's a pretty neat idea. Don't really care for the whole delete thing, but I think it's a good story. The Cybermen are actually threatening and scary in this. Pretty much for the most part since Series 2, the Cybermen haven't been done justice. And it's nice to have at least one modern outing of the Cybermen on the list. Plus, it's a Tennant story. I like Tennant, and he's really good in this story, so it's nice to have one good Tennant story in the list. So that is my list of the 4 Cybermen stories I would save. If you could only save 4 Cybermen stories from complete destruction, which 4 would you pick to save? What do you think of my list? And let me know what your list is and why you picked the stories you picked. As always, I'm always looking forward to hearing what you think. I always enjoy reading the comments and being able to interact with you guys and get your opinions on things. Other things to do, click the like button, click the subscribe button, click the bell for notifications. I do a new video every day, so you get nice notifications about that. I've also started a Patreon page if you would like to contribute to that. My entry-level tier is only $2 a month. That gets you in. I have other tiers to give you access to other things, bloopers, outtakes. I just released a video for an idea I was going to do, but I couldn't get the video to quite gel together. The idea just wasn't coming along properly, so I've shelved it for now, but the first attempt I did at filming it is on there for my patrons to watch. It's about 1.5 minutes long. I've also got video requests and stuff for people who join, and polls to vote in. I've got a poll up right now, which is voting on, I want to do a video review about one of the 4th Doctor's companions. And of course, it's between Sarah Jane, Leela, Romana 1, and Romana 2, so you can vote in that if you like. Most importantly, though, stay safe out there, and thank you for watching.